I'm always on the hunt for a deal when it comes to fragrances because I deserve nice things without having to overpay to get it. So I'm willing to do my due diligence, your due diligence, the whole internet's due diligence to find gems for a fraction of the cost. And I have some fragrances to share with you today, all affordable niche gourmands that I've picked up recently, been testing, been wearing down, and been loving. See, the internet would have you believe that if you want nice niche fragrances, you gotta pay Creed money, PDM money, famine money, and I'm here to let you know that it is possible to find a gem for $50. It absolutely fucking is, and we are about to get into it. So come on, come all to your niche perfume feast, affordable edition. You're about to gag, and you are welcome. Hi, I'm Jeanique, and I do not discriminate when it comes to fragrances. If it smells good, if it's affordable, I want to know more. And I've been picking up some beautiful Indian niche fragrances that are giving for a fraction of the cost, and I think it's worth having a conversation about them. Now, today we're talking gourmands. Next time we're going to be talking about everything else, the fruity fragrances, floral fragrances, all the tobacco fragrances that I picked up. They're coming in a follow-up video, but today we're focused in on gourmands because I went ham on these sweet motherfuckers because they are beautiful. Now, if you love perfumey conversation, you love talking about fragrances, saving money, smelling amazing, don't forget to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. You'd be awesome. Yes, thank you. And now let's get into it. Create some sort of organizational system for this video because I always do, and because the name of the game for this video is affordable, we're going to do it by price point. We're going to start off with the cheapest fragrances on this list and work our way up to the most expensive one, so that if you want, you can tap out when I hit the top of your budget, but I hope you stick around till the end of the video. So we're going to start off with Keys Fragrances, a gourmand house out of the US, and I talked about picking up fragrances from this house back in September, y'all, and here we are. I'm just debuting them. I've been wearing them for a while now, so let's talk about it. I got 3 fragrances from Keys Fragrances. I got Delizia di Marshmallow, Doceur Brulee, as well as Gateau de Carnivale. Now, there is one other fragrance from this house called J that is making it into my video for next time, the other category, because that fragrance really isn't giving gourmand, even if it says it is. These fragrances absolutely do. Now, I picked up these fragrances for about 45 USD for 30 mils of juice, which is about 60 Canadian dollars. Now, on the website, they have 15 mils for less than that, and they have 60 mils for about 85 USD. Just want to give you a sense of what they cost me. I didn't get any sort of discounts on this one. There was no special running. I picked this up, like I said, in about September, so I've had them for a while. Now, these fragrances had to macerate. When I first sprayed them, when I got them, I wasn't getting anything at all. But since then, the smell has really come through, and the performance on all of these are pretty solid. So let's work our way through each of these fragrances. Let me tell you what they give. Now, first up, let's start off with the one that was the inspiration for even checking out this house, and it is Delizia di Marshmallow, and it is what it sounds like, delicious marshmallow. That's basically what it is. It is sugar, it's marshmallow, it's vanilla. This fragrance is very bright, happy, youthful, very candid, and very, very fun. Now, for all the marshmallowy goodness that is in here, you would think that the performance would be trash, but it isn't. You get about 6 to 8 hours out of it, and it layers beautifully with other fragrances you might want to sweeten up. So I was very impressed with this one. Not at first, don't get me wrong, not at first, because when I first got it, I couldn't smell anything, y'all. Literally, I could not smell anything. I didn't feel like it was performing badly or it wasn't projecting. I was getting low-key water, but within a couple of weeks, I got a lot more smell out of it, and now it is Beast. Now, Beast for marshmallow, not Beast for woods. It's beautiful. I love this. I enjoy it. Now, the next fragrance I got into heavy was Doceur Brulee. This fragrance smells like a baked good. Now, in my previous niche vanilla video, I talked about panettone being this really like baked good loaf smelling fragrance with this very sweet orange to it. And I had mentioned that there was a cheaper version out there that gave me a very similar vibe. Here we go. This is the fragrance that did exactly that. Now, this one smells like a cinnamon babka instead of an orange one. It is very warm smelling, baked good, not too sweet. It's not as sweet as panettone. Very enveloping, cozy kind of smell that has things like butter and vanilla in here. Just a really lovely, cozy, baked good kind of smell at a much cheaper price than we see similar fragrances on the market. I was not expecting this fragrance to give baked loaf or bread. I was not expecting that out of this fragrance. What I was expecting it out of was Gateau de Carnivale. Y'all, this don't really smell like nothing. Like, I would say of all of the fragrances, if I were to say one of these was mostly a fail for me, it would be this one. Not that it's a bad smell, it's just so subtle, so like restrained. You barely get anything, y'all. It is like fried bread. It's let's talk about it. It's like it's like a Gateau de Carnivale. Like, you've gone to a carnival, you've gone to a fun house. They have something like a churro available that's sort of oily, kind of baked good, fried dough kind of smell to it with sugar and cinnamon on top, but like make it a photorealistic kind of smell of a churro where you can barely smell it. Like, they haven't made a perfume churro where we're getting a lot of sillage and push and it's enveloping you. You're getting it in the room. It's beautiful. Instead, what we have is something that is as subtle as the food itself would be. Now, if you are somebody who does not like a loud ass gourmand fragrance, you are looking for that doughy kind of smell without all the sweetness, then maybe this would be your vibe. Now, I don't really remember what is in here. What it smells like is fried dough with powdered sugar on top, but the volume turned down to a 2. So this is, I'm not saying it's useless to me, but I don't know what to do with it because it is so soft, and I never ever actually want soft out of a fragrance, period. The next 2 fragrances I want to talk about are from Boom Boom. They're Narcisse Taormini. Now, I had mentioned this house in my Gourmands You May Not Know About video that I was really interested in trying this one specifically, Vino Rosso di Sicilia. So I went ahead and blind bought them because at the time I did that video, these fragrances were not sold in North America at all. And then they started being carried by Perfume in Montreal. These fragrances here cost me $54 US each. It's about 70 Canadian, I believe. So I'm gonna start off with Vino Rosso di Sicilia because this was the one that even got me interested in this brand. It's Tutti Frutti Bubbaloo. That's what it is. It is Tutti Frutti Bubbaloo with Merlot mixed with the Tutti Frutti like syrup in the middle. That's what this smells like. I had this really weird blast of nostalgia. Sometimes when you try this, you get grape juice, but like grape juice made from concentrate. And other times it's Tutti Frutti Bubbaloo or Bubblicious. You know the bubble gums from back in the day that had the liquid in the middle? When you bought it, you bit into it, it would just leak out into your mouth. Imagine it smells like that, right? But there's wine in it. That is what this fragrance is giving. And at first, I wasn't sure I wanted to smell like this. And then the more I wear it, the more I am obsessed. It's like me and that fragrance I talked about before that smells like red Kool-Aid. And I didn't think I was going to be here for it. And I keep wearing it because apparently I like smelling like red Kool-Aid as well. Let's talk about this one. So this is raspberry, strawberry, blackberry, grapes. With the leather, incense, musk, vetiver, all of those heavier notes are barely there. You're just like in the back. It's mostly strawberry, raspberry, blackberry, and grapes. That is what is in here, and that is what you get in the atomizer on paper, on your body, it smells like bubblegum with all of those flavors mixed together. That's why Tutti Frutti. It is a vibe, but it's for a specific customer who wants a boozy bubblegum to wear on their body. And as it turns out, for $54, I want that. I want that. Absolutely. Next up, we got to talk about Zuccarata. Now, I want a little bit of variety from Narcisse Taramini. I wanted to sample and sample widely. And so we just talked about the candied, fruity fragrance of the bunch. Next week, we're going to get into the citrusy white floral of the bunch. This was supposed to be the vanilla, the sweet vanilla of the squad. And sort of, kind of, but not really. It is mostly almond and coconut. Almond more than coconut. It smells like almond milk, like a heavier almond milk, a fattier almond milk almost, right? And there is a dose of coconut in here that is taking the almond from this really gourmand place to a slightly more suntan lotion version of coconut, but that's just a hint of it. Now, also in this, we have a little bit of orange blossom that absolutely comes through and makes this feel perfumey and not like food. Now, I've said to y'all before, I like heliotrope in gourmands because it sort of turns sugary notes into this powdered sugar kind of energy. And that is what is happening here. We have this powdered sugar experience that is so fucking intense. It is either for you or it is really, really not. It is so sweet that it kind of destabilizes you, this fragrance, especially in the first like 30 minutes. You can't just love candy. You can't just love sweet. You can't just love creamy. You need to want something that's going to almost choke you. It is so intensely sweet, especially on clothing, on paper. The first time I tested this fragrance, I tested it on paper and I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, what the fuck is happening right now? It is so intense and overwhelming in the sweetness that you're like, your eyes are getting cross-eyed and hazy. You're like, what is going on right now? And then it eases up. Now, on skin, it doesn't do that. From the outset on skin, that sugary powderiness doesn't feel as overwhelming, as intense. It sort of melds into your skin and it plays like a foundation for all of that creamy goodness you're getting from the coconut and the almond. So on skin, it's really supple and voluptuous and really just sort of cozy and beautiful and just a really lovely fragrance on skin. But if you're spraying down your clothes, be careful. Have you subscribed? Because it is fun over here. What are you waiting for? We're taking a little bit of an intermission to remind you to be good to me, y'all. Subscribe. Now let's get back to the video. So y'all know if I want that free shipping, I'ma just get a few things. And I decided to check out Theodora's Calatinis. Now, there are two lanes in this brand, right? The very inexpensive or the more inexpensive, more affordable line, this one for 56 USD, about 70-75 Canadian, right? And the more expensive line that's a little over $100. I did not check that one out, just FYI. I checked this one out. I got two fragrances. Now, their most popular fragrance from this line is called Coffee Addict. Now, all of the reviews I had seen had basically says it smells like Al Rahab's French coffee, which I already have, and it's such a photorealistic coffee smell. I don't need two of them. I have my hands full with that one. So I decided to go with two others, Mentor next week, and lemon tart. Because I liked the name and I love to eat a lemon tart, I thought, wouldn't it be great to smell like one? No, what is in this? It is lemon meringue, it is whipped cream, it is butter, it's sugar, it's all the things you would use to make a lemon tart. But it wasn't at all what I was expecting. I mean, not exactly. You know those lemon meringue pies with the like neon yellow jelly middle with the whipped cream on top and a barely there kind of blondish kind of crust? This. Basically, the lemon part of this fragrance is not quite candied. It is sour, it is sharp, it is very summery. You gotta love a very tart, sour kind of fragrance. It is a lemon on 10. It is a very loud, very heavy citrus kind of lemon smell, which I am here for, especially in the summer. It reminded me of one of my faves. Y'all know this Mandarin Basilic from Gourmand, that kind of lemon kind of smell. That is it, only brighter and yellower somehow. Like it smells bright neon yellow, if you know colors had smells. So this one, I expected the tart part of it, the baked good part of it, to come through a lot more, but it is so subtle. It's like a croissant, like it's sitting way in the back. You smell that flakiness, that bit of butteriness, but it isn't this very pronounced doughy kind of base like I would have hoped, but it is there. It is subtle. Now we gotta talk about for the scent of it. Boom, boom, boom. No, I had learned about this host from Veronica Says. She had talked about tobacco pod, calling it a gourmand tobacco. I was salivating. I was like, yes, thank you. I need to find out more. Went and found out they did other things, y'all. And I picked up a bunch of fragrances. The rest of them, the tobacco and the florals, are next week. But today we're going to talk about 21 Candles, a cake fragrance, because 21 Candles, you get it, and Dreaming in Tonka, which is Tonka and Tonka. So this right here is 21 Candles. I paid $64 for this USD, which I think is about 80 Canadian. And I wonder if my conversions in my head have been going well. Probably not. Probably not. But I definitely paid 64 USD. But I paid it after a 20% off discount during the Black Friday sale. So try to catch them at a sale of some kind if you want to get into these. And I was very impressed with this, and I liked how kind of kitschy and fun it was. Now, it's a riff on the 21st birthday, and all of the notes sort of give that kind of energy. You got birthday cake and candle wax, champagne, liquor, mimosa. There is some lemon, some peach, some vanilla. So it's this beautiful mix of these cake-like elements with these birthday-themed elements and some fruit and sourness and freshness all mixed in together to create something really sweet, light, fun, and kind of everyday. Now, I was expecting from a name like 21 Candles and thinking about the debauchery of my 21st birthday, it was a fucking mess, that we would be getting something over the top decadent, just dripping in caramel, just like extra. I was expecting that, or chocolate. I was expecting something like that. But this is like, I'm a responsible 21-year-old. I have oat bran for breakfast. This is the healthy 21st birthday. Yes, there is some champagne, but we're not going overboard with it. Yes, we're having cake, but there's real carrots in the cake to replace some of the sugar. That is the vibe. The vibe is giving everyday sort of fun 21st kind of energy. We're not going to Vegas, we're going to the park. It's nice, it is pretty, it is lovely, it is really versatile. I think the kind of fragrance you can wear spring, summer, that's going to give you some of that light, airy freshness. The texture is lovely in this. It's like marshmallow fluff. There's an airiness, but a kind of not quite creaminess. There's like a cloudy bounciness to this fragrance that makes it kind of easygoing, youthful, fun, light, happy kind of fragrance. And I really enjoyed this one. This is from their Lucid Dream line. And I was very excited about this fragrance, primarily because Tonka. Now, this fragrance is not all what I expected. First off, I would say this is more unisex than I anticipated. I saw the spiced almonds, I saw the tonka bean, I saw vanilla. Even though there's bourbon vanilla in here, there's vetiver. I sort of expected this very sort of warm vanilla drink kind of experience, and that is not what we have here. It is a very interesting, kind of a sexy take on Tonka. It smells earthy, but there is this sort of minty quality right at the back of it that makes it feel slightly medicinal with that earthiness. Now, it's not a sort of unpleasant kind of way. If you like a minty note and you like an earthy tea note, you might like this. It is pretty subtle, especially as the fragrance wears, but it is absolutely there. I was not expecting earthy from this at all. The spiciness here is mostly up front. And when they say spiced almonds, they mean it because it's mostly the almond that's coming through. It's not a heavy almond, but it is very much there. And the spice is sort of layered over top as a sprinkle to help make things just a little bit more interesting. Most of what's happening though is it is a very, very, very boozy fragrance. I don't think I can communicate how unexpectedly boozy this thing was. That's a lot of the work being done here. It is mostly brown liquor with a whole bunch of other things sort of sprinkled in and sprinkled throughout. The vetiver in here reads smoky in the back. You know, sometimes you're drinking certain kinds of bourbon and there's a kind of smokiness to the bourbon itself. It's that experience versus like the smell of tobacco smoke accompanying the alcohol. It's a very pleasant experience that feels ultra grown, a little bit dark, very just sort of mysterious feeling. It feels like you need to be in a gin joint somewhere, making all kinds of bad decisions. Let's talk about Letta's 18 Vanilla Nera. Now, I paid 70 USD for this, 10% off during the Black Friday sale. I missed the real good Black Friday sale. That was like 20% off because I was thinking by the time it came back, it was 10%. I still think it's 10%. If I were to check right now, it's probably still 10%. And this is a Vanilla Nera. It is a very dark, very is a strong word. It is a darker take on vanilla that's very warm, resinous, but not too sweet. This is a fragrance that holds the middle, right? It doesn't push too dark or too heavy or too woody or too sweet or too anything. It is a very balanced fragrance that is a warm, not too sweet vanilla that feels a little bit more grown, a little bit ambery, a little bit elevated. This is a fragrance you wear out to dinner at night. It is heavy enough, it is dark enough without going overboard. It doesn't feel juvenile, it feels really sophisticated, really beautiful. It feels like a very staple vanilla to have that sort of threads the needle and walks a line between really dark, mysterious, kind of heavy vanillas to these sort of sweet, playful, everyday ones. It really fits both. This is a very versatile fragrance you can wear anywhere, anytime, easy. This last fragrance I want to talk to y'all about. Now, this is over the $100 mark. I picked this up for 120 USD from Scent Split during their Black Friday sale. Like I said, I've been wearing all of these down for months now to really get the feel of them. I've already posted my first impressions of this fragrance. What an introduction. Okay, scent of the day, scent of the day, scent of the day, scent of the day, scent of the day. Oh yeah. And it was time to come to y'all with a longer review. Does it belong in this video even though it's over $100? Yes, it does. This is Bianco Latte from Giardini di Toscana. It is delicious. It is heavenly. It smells perfect. If you love a very sweet, crisp smelling, very gourmand vanilla, this is not a perfumey vanilla. This is not a perfumey gourmand. This is very squarely into that food territory, just one step back. Like, it's not giving photorealistic, but close. It has some weight without being thick and heavy. It feels very versatile. Like, this could be worn in summer, even though it is a very gourmand, but it is also giving in winter. Now, the reason it is here, other than the fact that it smells amazing, I will link my unboxing because, like I said, lost my mind. I will link that. But part of the reason I'm so excited about this is the performance. Y'all, I wore this to the office on Thursday. I drowned myself in it, obviously. And then on Sunday, when I went to do laundry and wash the dress, it nearly boxed me down with smell. I was like, how can it be so strong? Has it just gotten stronger since it's been sitting here? How is that possible? How is a gourmand vanilla fragrance giving not 10 hours, not 12 hours, not 24 hours? It was giving 4 days. It don't make sense. If you think I'm done, I'm absolutely not. My buying during Black Friday was motherfucking unhinged, and I have so many more fragrances to come. Florals, fruity fragrances, so so many tobacco fragrances. I clearly lost my mind when it came to tobacco. What was I thinking? We will talk about it because we will be comparing shit. Now, that is why you should subscribe, because you don't want to miss that video when it comes. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. Let me know down in the comment section which of these you most want to try or you most love. I would love to know about it. Again, I'm Jeanique, out here doing the work to find beautiful hand-poured niche fragrances for under $100, because you and I both deserve that shit. And I hope you found a gem here. And if not, I got more gems coming. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.
Then everything unfolded, yeah. It happened in a moment, you broke it, babe. You stayed at my place, you stay in my way. You said you love me just to make me sound insane.